and welcome to first commentary tutorial by me. I decided not to make an adjustments layer tutorial, but instead I'll show you how to make something similar to this. So first, create a new document. I like to use 420 on 200. Yeah, that looks okay. Now get your render. Make sure it has some flow in it. This one seems nice. Resize it by holding shift and dragging this over here. And that's okay. Now to create a background, select a gradient tool. I use tar gray and light gray for the colors, and set this to radial gradient. We'll just experiment to get best result for yourself. Sorry. Okay. Now drag in, unhide your render, and nope, never mind. Create a new layer, select your brush tool, and search for Splatter brushes on the internet. Download them, and to load it, you have to go click this arrow here, then this one here, and select load brushes. Then find your brushes and just double click on it. I already have mine loaded, so I won't do this now. I'll leave a links in the description where you can find some nice splatter brushes. For now I'll use like these ones, I guess. Yeah, that looks okay. Just brush randomly somewhere and yeah, that looks okay. Now set this to soft light and add some blur to it. Therefore, by this way we'll create some depth to it. Now open a nice grunge texture. It will give us a nice effect too. Resize it. Yeah, that's okay, I guess. Move it around to get your best suitable result for yourself. Lower the opacity if you want. And yeah, that looks okay. Now unhide your main render. Select your brush tool again and pick the splatter brush that you want to use for the flow. For example, this one is good to use for the flow because you can see it has, well, almost something directional going on. Like, I'm sorry. make a new layer. You can see it's going that way. Therefore, we can adjust its direction by clicking this icon over here. If you don't see it, go to window and check styles, I think, or maybe not. Oh, that's not the one. All you'll see is the icon over here, I believe. It's the same thing. Now to change its direction, turn this arrow over here. You see it's turning around, like so. So time to brush your first brush. Pick a color from your render, therefore it will help to blend the render in, like so. That looks okay. Now pick a different brush. Change the size if needed, the angle of course, and you can pick whatever color you want actually. Like this looks pretty cool, but it's too bright so we won't really see it. Therefore I'll make it a bit darker. Nah, still not noticeable enough, so let's go with brown. Now what I'd suggest to do is to make every brush on a new layer, therefore you won't screw everything up like I do mostly. This looks quite good, I think. Just add various brushes to it until you get suitable result for yourself, like so. Just delete the parts you don't like with the eraser tool, like this. It's better to choose various colors, therefore it will give the tag a bit of more interesting look to it. Something like this. Yeah, that will look neat, but I have to choose another shape. Yep, that fits for me. Now what I like to do, I forgot to mention it, create a new layer below your main brushes, like these ones, and add something big, like big splatter brush. I'll show what's the point of doing this in a minute. Yeah, that's okay. Now set this to, add some Gaussian blur to it to give it more, to give your tag more depth feeling. But make sure you blur it on a lower level than you did for the background, so it won't blend with the background that much. 0.9 I think would do, or maybe a bit lower. Yeah, that looks okay. Now make another layer and add the same effect on the other side. You can choose the other brush if you want, not necessarily the same one all the time. Yeah, that looks quite good, I think. Now blur it on the same level you did this one, because, well, you'll notice, a viewer will notice that it's the same level. They are both on the same level of depth, which gives a nice effect. Sorry about my English, it's not the main language I speak actually. Now time to add some brushes on the foreground of the render. That way we'll blend it in a bit better. Now one more cool thing you could do is to add a clipping mask to the brush, and I'll show you how to do that. Just a second. Now, it doesn't matter what color you brush when adding a clipping mask, because the color will be, well, the color will be actually the clipping mask. So, oh, just look. Create a new layer, go to image, apply image, click OK, or the shortcut for that is Shift plus Control plus Alt plus E. And you can see we have a applied image. Now right click on this applied image layer and select create clipping mask. Make sure the splatter brush is below that, therefore it will create a clipping mask for the one you want and not screw it up. Now select your move tool and move the clipped mask somewhere. Well, somewhere you think it seems nice. Now what you can do else is select this splatter brush and duplicate it. To do that, hit Ctrl plus J on the keyboard. Now move this over the applied image and hide these. Now apply the image again. Create the clipping mask from this one. You can merge it down by hitting Ctrl plus E on the keyboard and move this out a bit. You see, it looks like the part of render is splattered out, and well, I think that's a cool effect. I'll do the same for some more parts. You can delete the parts you don't like with the eraser tool, of course. Applying image, creating clipping mask, moving it over. Duplicate the splatter. Move it over. Oh. Okay. Apply the image again. Create clipping. Sorry. You first have to hide this one. These three actually. To make it work. And when they are hidden, only then apply the image. Because when you apply the image with this one, it will not work. Merge it down, unhide these, and move this. Now one more. New layer, brush, apply image, create clipping mask, move it around. Sorry about that. Move it around, hide these two, duplicate the splatter, move it over, keep it hidden, apply the image. You can hide them all now. Create clipping mask and merge it down. Merge these down. Two. Sorry. Release clipping mask. Okay. And move it where you want it to be. Like so. I think I'll add some more color brushes on the foreground of the render to blend it in a bit more. Just like so. If you can't see the brush very well, just play with the settings in the color picker to make it darker or brighter depending on your tag. Yeah, that looks nice. Now, here comes the fun part. Create a new layer, select a soft round brush, a big one, preferably. Select the color you want, set this layer on linear dodge, and you can see it gives a quite nice effect actually. Oh, that's too bright. Stop it, too bright. If it gets too bright, you can set it on overlay, or nah, that doesn't work that well actually. Color dodge looks pretty good at some parts, you know, like so. Now time to add some splatter brushes on the front of the whole tag, and I'll blur it a bit to make just to create some more depth actually. Select the one that has many like tiny parts, you know. You can make it black actually. Still too big. Now you don't want to make too many of them because it'll just look strange. Try to avoid big parts of the brush to be on the render. You can just erase it with the eraser tool. Now what I'll do is add some Gaussian blur to it. I think I make it like 2 pixels, or nah, maybe that's too much. 1.2 maybe? Yeah, that looks okay. Maybe even some more like this. Now again, you can do whatever you want, it's just to get your best result for yourself, not necessarily do what I do, because, well, it's just not good. Yeah, that looks okay. Now time to add some light effects to it. I mean, we already did, but some, well, like shading and stuff like that. Select your round soft brush again. Choose a black color. Make it a bigger. And now brush a bit on the sides of the tag, like so. You can also apply the image, go to filter, render and lightning effects. Spotlight is quite nice. Like so. Lower the opacity if you want. And now with the white color on a new layer, brush where the light comes from. In my case it goes this way, from top to bottom. You can see on the render this is lighter and this is darker, therefore it comes this way. I don't really like how this part looks like, but oh well, I leave it as it is actually. Time to add some adjustment layers. You can watch a tutorial I made earlier. Black and white gradient looks pretty good on luminosity. It gives some more contrast to the tag and just makes it look better. I usually add this one on soft light, lower the opacity to like 40% or even less. That looks pretty neat. Brightness and contrast to make your tag darker or brighter. Like, yeah, that looks okay. And now the final steps, which are actually optional. You can add your text, the border, and stuff like that. I usually add 1 pixel black border over the tag. And yeah, that's about it. I know it doesn't look as good as this one, because I worked like 2 hours on this, and on this one I worked 28 minutes, so yeah. I didn't want to make the tutorial too long actually, it will be too boring to watch. I hope it wasn't now, and I hope you learned something from this one. Thank you for watching again, and see you in the next tutorial or speeder. Bye.